Girl Scouts has helped me to build courage by teaching me how to believe in myself.
Now, when I go around selling Girl Scout cookies, it made me not feel shy anymore.
Selling cookies, you can't be timid. You have to go up to people, you have to talk to them, you have to make friends, you have to be a real businesswoman. And through that, I've been able to gain more courage and be more out there.
It helps me build confidence because now in the classroom, I can ask questions.
It's helped me to build confidence by doing things that I would never do before.
Peer pressure is a big factor in our community every day. However, Girl Scouts has really helped me to get through this because I'm able to see how I impact younger girls and just to be a testament to the whole system and how it just helps girls grow strong every day.
I have Girl Scouts who've gone on to do great things, so I make sure my younger girls know there's nothing they can't do if they set their minds to doing that.
My Girl Scouts have made the world a better place by the activities that we've done. We've gone to pet shelters and we've cleaned and washed the animals and we've walked them. We even painted a nursery for one of the churches so that they could have an environment where the young kids could interact with the murals on the walls.
Girl Scouts have a motto, leave a place better than you found it. So in our activities, we make sure that the girls clean up behind themselves and also have the spirit of giving back.
Girl Scouts has helped me to make the world a better place by recycling,
Cleaning up places even though it's not our trash, and also to take care of one another.
Helping my neighbors, picking up trash.
I want to be a Girl Scout so I can make the world a better place.
Today we're having our annual Women of Distinction Luncheon. Girl Scouts likes to recognize incredible, awesome women role models that our girls look up to. So today, Governor Kathleen Blanco, Representative Julie Stokes, May Calvin Benton, and Nikki Fargas, our LSU Tiger girl basketball coach. I'd like you to know that we have tremendous opportunities and a great amount of programs, a lot of variety. We have properties in Independence, Marydale Camp in Baton Rouge. We serve 20,000 adult volunteers and Girl Scouts across the region.
We are going to open today with a long-standing Girl Scout tradition, our flag ceremony. The Girl Scouts present are from Girl Scout Junior Troop 10324 from Westdale Heights Academic Magnet Elementary School here in Baton Rouge, and I'm going to turn it over to them for our flag ceremony.
On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout law. Color guard dismissed.
Our Women of Distinction Committee, composed of myself, Linda Law Clark, former board chair Robin Merrick, and Bethany France, with the support of our amazing Girl Scouts Louisiana East staff, had the pleasure of meeting with our 4 honorees over the last month, and I can wholeheartedly tell you that GSLE did an excellent job in recognizing 4 role models who truly embody our mission to build girls of courage, confidence, and character that make the world a better place. So at this time, I would like to introduce Sylvia Weatherspoon from WBRZ News 2, and she's their anchor woman, and we're very excited to have her today as our Mistress of Ceremonies. Sylvia?
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day.
Good. I wasn't sure if you would. Oh, I love that he thinks it's funny. That's terrific. Thank you to Mary Patricia, and thank you all for such a warm welcome and inviting me here. I want to take like 60 seconds just to tell you why this is such a huge deal for me. I was not a Girl Scout growing up, but I was a Brownie. And then as I got a little bit older, I was a campfire girl, but not for a very long time because my mom worked all the time, so we simply she couldn't afford to take the time off to be a part of that organization with me and also to meet the financial responsibilities. But during that time that I was a member of that organization, I absolutely loved it. I grew up in a household and I didn't have any siblings and I only had one best friend in the whole world. So being a part of this organization with all of these girls was pretty amazing because it gave me instant sisters and best friends, and we had a blast. So I wanted to give you just a little bit of that background, and I can tell you that the program for me solidified a lot of the things that my mom was already teaching me at home, things like love and respect and kindness and to worship Christ, to serve others, and to dream really big. And many of the things that the program instilled in me then as a little girl are still a part of my life today. And I think about that every time I see Girl Scouts. It gives me that warm feeling because I was able to participate in a program very similar to that as a young girl. You know, a lot of folks think about Girl Scouts at about the first of the year. You know what I'm talking about, January, February, when it's Girl Scout cookie time. But I have come to know that Girl Scouts does a lot of things for women far beyond just the cookies. I know that money goes a long way in doing a lot of the programs that Girl Scouts does. But the things that I love more than anything else are the fact that it's about building up young girls and lifting them up and making them into great women, growing them to be leaders and creators and developers and entrepreneurs and scientists and doctors and educators and engineers and journalists, researchers, decision makers like with the symphony, to be collegiate basketball coaches, to be politicians at both the local and state level, and to be the governor of a great state like Louisiana, and perhaps even to be the president of the United States. It's all about building these girls up and helping them to dream big. So I personally would like to say thank you to the Girl Scouts of Louisiana East. Thank you so much for what you're doing to help to shape lives and to make a difference. It's my pleasure to be here today and to join with the sponsoring organizations in honoring 4 extraordinary women for their leadership and service to others.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank our many volunteers, alumni, and supporters who've unceasingly shared their dedication and commitment to building girl leaders. Thank you for all that you do. We ask that each honoree come up to the podium as you're introduced. After you've received your award, you will have your opportunity to say a few words should you desire. The Honorable Kathleen Babineau Blanco, the 54th governor and the first woman elected as governor. Kathleen Babineau Blanco has been a role model to girls and women for many years. She in turn has been inspired by the young women who share with her their goal of becoming the next woman governor. She's confident that one will succeed and others will follow. Among her top accomplishments as governor was improving the education system in the state, with funding for public education from pre-K through colleges and universities, raising the teacher pay to the Southern regional average and college and universities to peer funding in at least half a century. A native Louisianian who began her career as a teacher and stay-at-home mother of 6 children, Governor Blanco is truly a living legend, having received that designation from both Louisiana Public Broadcasting and the Acadian Museum. While she did not have the opportunity to become a Girl Scout when she was growing up in New Iberia, her 4 daughters were active Girl Scouts, as well as her older granddaughters. She says, "Girl Scouting helps young girls grow up as secure, accomplished young women who can envision themselves in any and all leadership roles across the nation and in Louisiana." Please join me in honoring Governor Blanco.
Well, thank you. What a distinct honor it is to be here today. I'd like to recognize a couple of people here. who are serving in 2 offices that I also served in. And one is Governor Edwin Edwards, that is. And I'd like to say thank you for supporting Girl Scouts, Governor. And I was a public service commissioner, and I see Commissioner Foster Campbell. I served in several different offices through my 24 years in public office, and I just thought it was ironic that Julie Stokes is also a member of the Louisiana legislature, and she's another honoree, but you'll meet her shortly. So I didn't see any lieutenant governor here. This is the only office that I served in, and I think that it's just been an interesting life for me. But let me talk about Girl Scouting. I did have 4 daughters. I do have 4 daughters. And when they were young, they loved Girl Scouting. It was a big part of their lives, and my granddaughters as well. So we understand the dynamic that is necessary for our daughters to be a part of something that is such a national and international experience. It gives them vistas that they might not have otherwise. And I grew up out in the country, and we didn't have a Girl Scout troop in my little school. When I went to school in town, the meetings were after school, and the school bus was there to take me back to the country, and I didn't have a ride home, even though I tried. But nonetheless, I do believe that it's still critically important. And I think that it does inspire young women to go the extra mile, to put their toe in the waters that they might not otherwise want to try to tread. And I do think that there will be more women who will come into public service, come into public office, and if my prediction is right, and all those young ladies and young women that I run across in today's world who say that they've been inspired because I was able to break that glass ceiling, that we will have more than one female governor in the coming years, and before my lifetime is over, I'm sure it's going to happen. So thank you for the hard work that you do, supporting our young women. All of you Scout leaders who give your time, that is such a valuable experience for these young girls, and such an important sacrifice from you, and I thank you so much for doing that and being such an important part of developing our young women to be all that they can be. Appreciate the award today. Thank you.
I find it a distinct honor to be recognized by the Girl Scouts Association of Louisiana. I had 4 daughters in Scouting, and I can testify very proudly that Scouting offers young women the opportunity to experience leadership, to learn to do many, many things. The Scouting experience is a very broadening and important experience in today's world for young women.
We are indeed pleased today to have such a variety of women that we can honor from all walks of life. We have political leaders, we have civic leaders, and now we have athletics that we're going to turn to. So it's Nikki Fargas. She is described by her colleagues as a superstar in her profession. LSU Lady Tigers basketball coach. She's no stranger to many of us. Nikki Fargas is the perfect players coach who understands that each player is unique and motivated very differently, something all successful Girl Scout leaders understand as well. Raised in Oak Ridge, Tennessee by her mother Jean, who is with us today, Nikki attended the University of Tennessee, where she was known for her three-point shooting. Her coaching career took her from the University of Tennessee to the University of Virginia and back before being appointed head coach at UCLA. LSU then lured her back to the SEC when she was appointed head coach of the Lady Tigers in 2011. A passionate crusader for breast cancer awareness, she and Tennessee head coach Holly Warlick founded the nonprofit organization Champions for a Cause. Since 2007, they have raised $300,000 through Cruising for the Cause, a long-haul motorcycle adventure to raise dollars and awareness of the need for a cure for breast cancer. Married to NFL player Justin Fargas, who's also joining us today, Nikki and her husband are proud parents of a daughter named Justice, who recently turned 4, which means just 1 more year from now, she can become a Daisy Girl Scout. Please join me in honoring LSU Tiger Lady Tiger head coach, Nikki Vargas. Nikki Vargas, why am I saying Vargas? I know that.
Wow, this is, when Jackie came to my office and we visited and she told me that I was going to be honored with this award, I was really speechless, and that doesn't happen often for me. And I can't say enough how grateful and thankful I am to the committee who put this together, to the Girl Scout and the other honorees. I'm gonna make a plug real quick because I know we had the junior troops here who are in elementary school back there. Hi. I'm the basketball coach at LSU, and I have a camp coming up next month, but I also am in the business of giving out scholarships to a major Division I program here in LSU. So if you can play basketball really good, then you might be recruitable for me. So that's my plug there. As mentioned earlier, I would not be, I wouldn't be here, standing here, if my mom hadn't had me, right? So, love you, Jean, appreciate you being my mom. And I'm not the woman I am today without my husband, Justin, by my side. So, thank you. And yes, my father-in-law is Huggy Bear from Starsky and Hutch. So, yes, you. So, but, I'm very much looking forward to next year when Justice, that's such a great name, our daughter. I did not name her, my husband did, Justice, okay? But it's going to be great for her to be a part of this. And I'm looking forward to being that mom that is able to take her to and pick her up and be a part of all the activities that the Girl Scout program has to offer. There's a lot of similarities in what this program is doing and what our program is doing at the next level. Our generation, my generation, we did have Girl Scout, but I came through the Boys and Girls Club. But very, very similar values. And the self-esteem that our young men, he laughed a little one, and young women does not need to be taught through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, through social media. It needs to be taught by the leaders that are in here today. It needs to be taught by people. I have a lot of different policies and rules for my team, and they all center around what I call the definite dozen, and that's what Coach Summit taught us when I was coming up as a young teenager. There's a code that you live by. And there's a code that these young ladies are going to live by. But we as parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, we too have to live by that, to be the example for them, to see that every day. And I truly appreciate the effort and the energy that this program is doing to make a difference. And we're going to keep our fight going on the basketball court. Obviously, we fight for loose balls, we fight for rebounds, but we're going to keep this fight to change the world as well as you. So I'm very appreciative and humbled and grateful, and thank you. I was extremely excited to be the recipient of such an award from the Girl Scout community. The other honorees are well deserving of this. You know, as a basketball coach, you share a lot of the qualities and the values that the Girl Scout program is trying to instill in these young ladies. We call it the 3 C's as well. We'll acronym it. You want to talk about the courage that it takes to be a great competitor on the basketball court. Well, it takes great courage as a Girl Scout. The character that you're building is also instrumental as a coach for our youth as well. And then when you look at the confidence that they carry once they go through your program or go through the Girl Scout program, there's a lot of parallels there drawn with what we're doing at LSU and what the Girl Scout community is doing.
So I have the honor of presenting this distinction to actually the representative from my district in Kenner, Louisiana. Julie Kenner Stokes is the state representative for District 79. Elected to that office in 2013, Representative Stokes serves on the House Ways and Means Committee, the Health and Welfare Committee, the Joint Legislative Committee on Capital Outlay, which we have an interest in. Her accounting background makes her an asset to other groups, including serving as chair of the Sales and Tax Streaming Modernization Commission, vice chair of the Legislative Audit Advisory Committee, and serving on both joint legislative committees. Julie burns the road up between Kenner and Baton Rouge. During her relatively short time in office, she has distinguished herself receiving numerous Louisiana legislative awards that include the Southwest Chamber Fusion 5 Award for Best and Upcoming Legislator, the Louisiana Federation for the Children's Educational Choice Champion in 2013 and 14, the Louisiana Family Forum's Liberty Award for 2014 and 15, the Family Advocate Award for 2013 and 14, and the list goes on. She was also named as one of the New Orleans City Business Women of the Year in both 2003 and again in 2014. Julie lives in Kenner with her great husband Larry and their 2 children, Brandon and Taylor. She's lived in the area her entire life, being educated in the Jefferson Parish public school system, attending the University of New Orleans on a full scholarship where she received her Bachelor's of Science in Accounting, magna cum laude, of course. While not a Girl Scout growing up, she joined the organization when her daughter became a Girl Scout. It is my pleasure to honor the Honorable Julie Skinner Stokes.
I am so honored to be here today. You know, I just believe that the Girl Scouts perform such an important role in our young girls' lives. And I'm so honored that my friend Joan Mollahan nominated me for this award. And I guess we have a mutual respect going on because I think Joan is a fabulous woman. And I'm just so happy that she will be representing your board as the volunteer member this year because she's a great woman, and I'm really thankful to her. And I want to say also that I'm thankful to Kathleen Babineau Blanco. I don't know where she went there. Because let me tell you, now the only woman governor in this state, you paved a road. You broke a glass ceiling. And you gave all the rest of us that are serving with 95 men, or whatever it is, hope that it can be done. And I thank you for that. And you did a great job through the worst possible situation ever. I'm also honored for the other recipients, sports, basketball. That's so cool. I never had that. I was never good at that, but God, that's so wonderful. And thank you for teaching the young girls and being there, and it's great. Thank you for your service as well. And also for May, to serve this state as well as she did, and to be such an involved member of the community. I really appreciate that. I never had the opportunity to be a Girl Scout. I don't even exactly know why, but I didn't really. But my daughter did, and my daughter really truly loved it. And I was honored to be part of that when she was in there. And unfortunately, she goes to a relatively small school and they don't have a troop anymore, but y'all are getting me fired up, like we need to do that again. So you never know, get back in touch with me about that. I believe in Girl Scouts because we need to develop the kind of strong, independent women that are gonna share co-equally, and that do share co-equally in the leadership of this state, our cities, our parishes, and our country. You know, it's important to teach young ladies, young girls, young women, how to lead, how to work with others, how to resolve differences with class and dignity. And I believe Girl Scouts does that. And mentoring. I can't say enough about the people that volunteer with the Girl Scouts and that they mentor these young ladies. And I hope that as we grow older, you never lose the need for a mentor, especially women, especially women. It requires this kind of development, you know, to create the kind of leaders that Louisiana needs, quite frankly. And I think that's people that are willing to get out there and speak the truth, not just political stuff, but the truth, and have the courage of their own convictions and rational, clear, and intelligent responses to problems and the ability to work with others. And I think that's what you're doing here. And I want to thank you for that. Now, I do want to acknowledge a couple of people over at my table, which is really Joan Mullahan's table, and I appreciate that too. Miss Representative Paula Davis, who's with us, brand new representative from Baton Rouge. Miss Melinda Brumfield White. Brumfield White. I always call you White. And also Miss Julie Emerson from the Karen Crow area. So we've got Baton Rouge, Bogalusa, which I always mess up, and Karen Crow, which I can get right. These three ladies represent, and there's only three here because everybody's still in committee. I have a bill that's actually being run right now by somebody else. All the committees are still working, but there were quite a number of ladies that were gonna be joining us today. But these three women, I think, represent a new guard of women in this legislature. They're strong, decisive, they work well with others, they represent everything that you're trying to develop in this world. They really do. And last, but certainly not least, when you are operating in the kind of stressful environment, traveling to Baton Rouge and doing everything that is required of this job, it is so important and crucial, and it almost can't be done. And for the single moms that are legislators, I don't know that to do that would be amazing, amazingly difficult. But I can tell you that a strong infrastructure and support and love in your life is so important. And I want to thank my husband, who picks up a lot of the load. Why don't you stand up? This is Larry Stokes. And he's not one of those, he's one of those men that does a lot. He does a lot. I mean, he deals with the kids. I'm here a lot, and I thank you for that. And also two strong, beautiful women. My mother-in-law, Belva Stokes, and my mother, Doris Skinner, who are probably stressing out right now that they have to stand up in this room. And my mother watches the legislature every day on her computer, which is pretty cool. But they're strong, independent, wonderful women that support me a lot. So thank you so much. I feel too new to even get this, and I thank you for that. Thank you so much.
I just think that we need independent, free-thinking women that can work in groups and that are self-sufficient. And I think that Girl Scouts creates that. I think that Girl Scouts fosters that sort of independent, strong woman.
May Calvin Belton is our next honoree. She's well known in the Baton Rouge community for her service to others. She's a registered nurse for 40 years, specializing in psychiatric nursing. May was licensed in the states of Florida, Georgia, and Louisiana, retiring in 2009 from the Louisiana State Department of Health and Hospitals as a medical certification program manager. Her civic, community, and church involvement is lengthy, but she is included in that list is being named the president-elect of the Baton Rouge Symphony, where she has been a board member for several years. Other boards that May serves on include Our Lady of the Lake Elderly Housing, Senacor Foundation, where she was named Community Leader of the Year in 2012, the Louisiana United Methodist Foundation, the Women's Club Incorporated, and those are just to name a few. She's also a member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and she is a member of the First United Methodist Church here in Baton Rouge. May was herself a Girl Scout in Florida, as well as raising both daughters as Girl Scouts in the former Audubon Council here in Baton Rouge, where she also served as board president for 4 years. She's married to Dr. Wesley Belton, a college professor with 3 adult children and 3 grandsons. Please now join me in honoring May Calvin Belton.
Thank you, Robin. To Mrs. Alexander, Mrs. Pollard, the board and staff, and members of not Audubon Girl Scout, Girl Scout Louisiana East, thank you so much for this surprising and very nice honor. Congratulations to my fellow honorees, and to be recognized with these 3 women is an honor in itself. They are so outstanding, and they have done so much for the citizens of Louisiana. Just a moment of personal privilege for me. I would like to recognize some very special people who are sharing this day with me. My husband, Wesley, if you would stand, Wesley. My brother, Ben, who came in from Columbus, Georgia. My dear friends, long-term friends, Mr. and the Reverend and Mrs. Otis Smith from Atlanta. Members of my church, First United Methodist Church. Any members from First United Methodist, would you please stand? Delta Sigma Theta Sorority. I think I saw a lot of sorors here today. Thank you for being here, and other organizations that I work with. A very, very special group is my family from Baton Rouge Symphony. Would you please stand? And we are so honored to have our maestro and music director with us here, Timothy Muffet, the executive director, our current board chair, and others from the administrative staff. Thank you so much for being here. And I have to put in a little plug for the Baton Rouge Symphony. You need to wait and listen to or hear what we have coming up for the 2016-2017 season. We have some wonderful music scheduled and some wonderful programs. So you'll be hearing more from us with that. My association with Girl Scout has been long and very exciting. As Robin commented earlier, both of my girls were Girl Scouts. I served for a while on the New Orleans Girl Scout Council, the Audubon Girl Scout Council, and I served for 4 years as board president of Audubon. I have observed through these associations, I have been able to observe firsthand the impact that Girl Scout has on young girls and young women. Many successful women in America will tell you that they owe Girl Scout for much of their success. Many say that Girl Scout taught them leadership and business skills, and that they were engaged in activities that fostered self-confidence. Many report that hours spent in community service, personal growth and development activities, and the new skill acquisition enabled them to be independent, and they also learned the importance of community. With a rapidly changing society, we must continue to support Girl Scouts. It has been proven that Girl Scouts provide a foundation, allowing a girl to emerge strong and successful as women and ready to meet the challenges of an ever-changing society. Again, thank you, Girl Scout Louisiana East, for this very nice honor.
I was a Girl Scout for a short period of time in Florida, Central Florida, and my two daughters were Girl Scouts here in Baton Rouge in Audubon Girl Scout Council.
Greetings, everyone. I would like to take this opportunity to thank each of you for joining us here today for such a super amazing occasion. An occasion that honors women of distinction. There is a charge that a prolific philosopher gave to the world, and our honorees today have answered. The philosopher I'm speaking of is none other than Mahatma Gandhi. He boldly challenged each of us to be the change that you want to see in the world. When I consider this quote, and I think of a man of Gandhi's caliber, character, and wisdom, obviously he was sending a message to the world, or at least to those of us who desire to hear, respond, and heed the call. The very first thing that I thought and I garnered from this quote is that change can happen. Not only can change happen, but world change can happen. Well, if world change were impossible, I think perhaps he would have written the quote saying, "Be the change you want to see in your home, or the change you want to see in your neighborhood, your family, city, or even your country." But he challenged each of us to a greater dimension. He commanded us to be the change that we want to see in this world. He sent us a directed message that world change is possible, but only if we participate. For over 100 years, the Girl Scouts organization has provided a multitude of opportunities for young ladies around the world to be changed. Not only to be changed, but they have been given the necessary tools to change the world. Thanks to our Girl Scout volunteers, donors, and consistent supporters, especially those in Southeast Louisiana. It is imperative that we continue to change the world. With females becoming the fastest growing sector of entrepreneurs globally, we must ensure that young girls know their value, that they know that there is a place in the world that's for them rightfully, and that they be equipped with the necessary tools. Each of us here today were called to participate in and witness the honoring of a group of spectacular ladies who have indeed changed the world. As an active board member of Girl Scouts Louisiana East, I would like to challenge you to participate in changing the world by investing in young ladies that you all are working diligently to pave the way for in your careers, in academics, advocacy, and in so many other ways. This event here today is a fundraising effort to continue to support our female leaders of tomorrow. If you didn't know, Girl Scouts does not ever turn any girl away because of the lack of money. We are committed to growing leaders of tomorrow. Will you join us in the quest to continue to strengthen future leaders who will not only change Louisiana, but change the world? Are you willing to answer the call of Mahatma Gandhi? Pledge cards are on your tables, and I'm asking, sincerely asking, that you all partner with us in building girls of courage, confidence, and character. Thank you.
But someone gave me this, and I thought it was appropriate to read. Because you said yes, a young girl can feel the pride of being special as she carefully puts on each piece of her uniform for the first time. A gift. A girl can move into a strange town and have instant friendships with girls she's never met. A parent can feel that special pride that only a parent can feel as their daughter says the Girl Scout promise for the first time. A slightly nervous hand will reach for yours as she is the only one without a partner in Strut Miss Lucy. You have to be an old Girl Scout to know Strut Miss Lucy. Bright eyes will become a little brighter with excitement as the kindling finally catches on her first campfire. Nervous giggles will emit from tents as girls try to fall asleep on the first night they camp out. The community, and yes, the world, will be a richer place because a girl has learned the importance of caring for her environment and the warm feeling that comes from giving service to someone less fortunate than themselves. This is the one that's hard. A parent will find this gold Girl Scout pin tucked away in a drawer when her daughter leaves for college or her first apartment. And a young woman will contact Girl Scouts one day and say, I had so much fun as a Girl Scout, I would like to try to be a leader because you said yes. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
As a Girl Scout, I have seen and observed firsthand what Girl Scout does for girls and young women. It enabled a girl to develop self-confidence. She developed her skills as a community worker, as a volunteer, and it enables a girl to grow up and be a strong young woman, able to meet the challenges of an ever-changing society.
I was thrilled. I mean, just what an honor. I was so thrilled. Okay.
Okay.
Want to do that again?
Yeah, I'll do that again.
I can give you some more
Okay, good.
embellishment.
There you go. Good. What was your reaction when you found out that you won the award?
I was so excited. You know, the Girl Scouts represents strong women and the creation of strong women, and I felt like that was a big honor to be named as one of the women of distinction, especially in such wonderful company.
I think with scouting, you're going to meet a lot of great people. To me, that's one of the most important things as your journey to adulthood is making those relationships and those friendships and keeping those bonds for a long time. Self-esteem, that's one of the things that you talk about what girls struggle with, and you're going to be able to build that by joining this program. You're going to be able to build a future with the ability to network. So it's a lot of positives that the program has to offer.
I was just really tickled. I thought it was just a fine award to receive. I have been the guest speaker for Scouts, the Scout Masters who work in the field and just have often intersected with the Girl Scouts, and I'm very proud. My grandchildren have been in scouting as well, and it's just a good thing for children. It's a very wholesome thing, and I support it extensively.
It's great. Girl Scouts help young women all over America. I'm proud to be here. Couldn't be a finer organization.
If people have questions like more information about Girl Scouting, what should they do?
Oh, please, I would love to invite you to check out our website at gsle.org.